My wife pretended to be on a business trip but was having a wedding ceremony with my best friend. I, 45 meters, am sitting in my car outside St. Mary's Church in Boston, feeling like some cut-rate private investigator and wondering if I've finally lost my mind. My wife, 47F, is supposed to be at a business conference in Chicago. That's what her calendar shows, what her assistant confirmed, what the hotel reservation indicates. Yet here I am, because some stranger decided to play guardian angel or devil, I haven't decided which yet. The text message glowed in the darkness of my car. St. Mary's Church, 2 p.m. You need to see this. Unknown number. My hands trembled as I gripped the steering wheel, watching guests filter into the old stone building through my rain-streaked windshield. This is insane, I whispered to myself, but I was already reaching for my sunglasses. The church bells began their mournful toll as I slipped out of my car, shoes clicking against wet pavement. Each step felt like walking toward my own execution. I slipped in through the side door, finding a spot behind a marble pillar. The familiar scent of incense hit me, and for a moment, I was transported back to my own wedding day 7 years ago. Same church, different dreams. The organ started playing, and my heart stopped because there she was, my wife, standing at the altar in a gown I'd never seen before, her hands clasped in front of her with that familiar nervous tick in her jaw. She wasn't in Chicago. She was here, waiting for a groom. When he appeared at the entrance, the ground shifted beneath my feet. That confident stride, those expertly styled dark curls, I'd know him anywhere. My best friend since childhood, the man who helped me pick out my own wedding suit. Dearly beloved, the priest's words faded into white noise as I watched them exchange vows. My wife and my best friend, promising to love each other until death do them part, just like she promised me, just like we all promised each other when we were kids. No secrets, no lies, friends forever. I don't remember leaving the church, don't remember the drive home. But I remember the moment I decided, sitting in our kitchen, our perfect, magazine-worthy kitchen that she insisted on remodeling last year, watching the sun set through windows that suddenly felt like prison bars. My phone buzzed, conference running late, don't wait up. I poured myself a glass of her favorite scotch, the one she saves for special occasions. The liquid burned my throat as I swallowed, and I welcomed the pain. It was real, unlike everything else in my life. Another text from the unknown number. Now you know. What will you do about it? What will I do? I laughed, and it sounded foreign to my ears, sharp and dangerous like breaking glass. I opened my laptop and started digging. Because that's the thing about betrayal, it's not just about the act itself. It's about the elaborate dance of lies that came before it, the carefully constructed alibis, the practiced smiles, the casual touches that meant nothing. As CEO of my family's company, I have access to resources most people don't. And as I started pulling financial records, a pattern emerged. Mysterious transfers, offshore accounts, property purchases under shell companies. This wasn't just about a second marriage. This was something bigger, something that involved her father, Lawrence, 68 meters, and a web of financial transactions that made my blood run cold. The sun set completely, leaving me in darkness. But for the first time today, I could see everything clearly. The old photo album feels heavy in my lap, each page weighted with memories I can't trust anymore. There we are, my wife, my best friend, and me at 16, sprawled on my parents' lawn. Her arm is around both of us, and we're laughing at some forgotten joke. The edges of the photograph are worn, like everything else about that summer. But now I see what I missed back then, the way she looked at both of us, calculating, measuring, planning. Even then, she was playing a long game I never understood until now. Tonight, I'll play the dutiful husband. I'll pretend I don't know anything. But tomorrow, I start gathering evidence. Because sometimes the best revenge isn't about getting even, it's about getting answers. And I have a feeling I'm about to uncover something much darker than a simple affair. The unknown number texts again, check the trust funds. Start with Margaret's death. Margaret, my mother-in-law, who died in a hunting accident 10 years ago. Suddenly, I'm wondering if it was an accident at all. I ordered Chinese. My wife's footsteps echo through our house, each one making my skin crawl. She's been home 3 days since the wedding, her second wedding, acting like nothing's changed, like she didn't just shatter everything we built. Remember when we used to get takeout with him every Friday? The words leave my mouth before I can stop them, sharp as broken glass. Her smile doesn't quite reach her eyes. That was a lifetime ago. Was it? I saw him 3 days ago. She freezes, her chopsticks halfway to her mouth. Just for a second. Blink and you'd miss it, but I catch it. I catch everything now. Nathaniel. She sets her plate down, approaching me with that concerned expression she uses on difficult clients. Have you been drinking? I laugh, and it sounds like my father's laugh after Mom left. That's your move? Gaslight the husband into thinking he's crazy? I'm worried about you. Her hand reaches for mine. I step back. When did it start? The question burns my throat. Was it before our wedding? During? Tell me, Was I the backup plan or the cover story? You're not making any sense. But her left hand twitches, her tell when she's lying. I've spent 7 years cataloging her habits, learning her rhythms. Funny how clearly you see things when you're looking for the cracks. I was at St. Mary's on Tuesday. The words hang between us like smoke. Nice dress, by the way. Better than the one you wore at our wedding. The mask slips, just for a moment, but it's enough. Her eyes go cold, calculating. This is the real version of my wife, the one I never let myself see. It's not what you think. Don't. My voice doesn't shake. I'm proud of that. Don't insult me with excuses. I watched you marry my best friend while I was supposedly your loving husband at home. What exactly should I think? She runs her hands through her hair, another tell. It's complicated. There are things you don't understand. Like what? The joint bank accounts you opened? The property you bought together? I move to the dresser, pull out the stack of documents I've collected. Or maybe the fact that your father knew the whole time? That stops her. How did you? I'm not the idiot you think I am. I spread the documents on the bed. You should really use better passwords than our anniversary date. Though I guess that's meaningless now. Nathaniel, please. She reaches for the papers. I hold them back. We can work this out. I'll explain everything. Like you explained your business trip to Chicago? I spread the documents on the bed, bank statements, property deeds, emails. Or should we discuss the trust fund Lawrence set up for your children with him? Her face goes white. You had no right. I had every right. The scream tears from my throat, raw and primal. I'm your husband. I was your friend. We grew up together, all three of us, and you. I stop, breathing hard. She's staring at me like she's never seen me before. Maybe she hasn't. Maybe I've never seen myself either. Get out. This is my house too. Not anymore. I hold up one final document, power of attorney, signed last year when she was too busy to handle our estate planning. You should really read what you sign. Now get out before I call Michael and have him escort you out. She leaves, not because she's afraid, but because she knows this is just the beginning. She knows me well enough for that. I pick up the photo album from the floor, trace our younger faces with my finger. We look so happy, so innocent. Such perfect liars, all of us. But as I stare at the photograph, something catches my eye, a detail I missed before. In the background, partially hidden by a tree, stands Lawrence, watching us. Even then, he was orchestrating everything. The anonymous texter was right about Margaret's death. Tomorrow, I start digging into that hunting accident. Because I'm beginning to suspect that my mother-in-law's death wasn't an accident at all. And somewhere in this web of lies, I'll find the truth. Not just for me, but for Margaret too. The cafe where my best friend and I used to share secrets feels smaller now. Maybe it's the weight of what I'm about to do, or maybe everything from my past is shrinking, becoming less significant with each new betrayal I uncover. He slides into the seat across from me, still wearing his wedding ring, my wedding ring's twin. The sight of it makes my coffee taste like acid. I didn't think you'd come, he says, fingers nervously tracing the rim of his untouched latte. Funny. I didn't think you'd marry my wife. The words come out softer than intended, which somehow makes them cut deeper. He flinches. Nathaniel? He pauses. Did you know about the trust fund? I pull out the bank statements, sliding them across the table like playing cards in a rigged game. The one Lawrence set up for future children? His face drains of color, not from guilt, from anger. Interesting. What trust fund? Now that's genuine surprise. I watch him scan the documents, his hands shaking slightly. $3 million, I continue, set aside for the grandchildren Lawrence always wanted. Guess I wasn't producing them fast enough. This can't be right. He pushes the papers away like they're contaminated. She said the marriage was just a formality for her inheritance. She said. I laugh, and it sounds like breaking glass. What exactly did she say? That she loved you? That I was cold, distant, career-obsessed? That's what she told her father about me last month. He looks up sharply. How do you know that? Because I've spent the last week discovering just how thoroughly our wife has been playing us both. I pull out my phone. Want to hear the recording of her discussing property investments with Lawrence? The ones using your family's real estate connections? My family's. His voice trails off. His father owns one of the largest real estate firms in Boston, a detail she knew well before she ever asked me out. Did you ever wonder why she chose us? The question hangs between us like smoke. The two best friends who'd never betray each other. The perfect cover story. Stop. He stands up so quickly his chair scrapes against the floor. You're trying to hurt me because I hurt you. I get it. I deserve it, but, sit down. My voice doesn't waver. You haven't heard the best part yet. He sits, more from shock at my tone than obedience. Remember that summer internship she helped you get at your father's firm? The one that convinced him she was such a wonderful woman? I slide one more document across the table. Look at the date on that property transfer. His hands shake as he reads. This is my father's signature, but he would never sell his prime development property for half its value. He didn't know he did. Check the witness signatures. His face crumples as he recognizes his own handwriting. I was just notarizing documents. She said it was practice for my license. While I was planning our wedding, you were unknowingly helping her steal from your own father. The truth tastes bitter on my tongue. She played us both. The only difference is I figured it out before she could take everything. He looks up at me, really looks at me, for the first time since he sat down. What are you going to do? I stand up, gathering the documents. Wrong question. The real question is, what are we going to do, we? You have two choices. Keep playing her game and lose everything, or help me take her down. I pull out one final document, a USB drive containing everything I've discovered. Your father's company, my savings, Lawrence's reputation. She's built her entire plan on the assumption that we'd never compare notes. He stares at the drive like it might bite him. If this gets out, everything burns. I place my hand over his, feeling the wedding ring that matches mine. But this time, we'll be the ones holding the matches. He closes his fingers around the drive, and I see a glimpse of the friend I used to know, fierce, loyal, unstoppable when crossed. When do we start? I smile, and for the first time in weeks, it feels real. We already have. Update 1. 3 empty wine bottles mock me from the kitchen counter. Not my usual poison, but tonight isn't usual. The documents from my wife's office are spread across our dining room table, our wedding gift from Lawrence, ironically enough, like pieces of a puzzle I never wanted to solve. My phone lights up. Another message from her. Please, let's talk about this rationally. Rational? Like the systematic way she built this house of lies? Like the calculated precision with which she chose her marks? The phone buzzes again, this time from him. Elliot is asking questions. We need to move faster. I switch it off, but my hands won't stop shaking. The magnitude of what we're planning finally hits me. This isn't just about exposing her anymore. We're talking about destroying families, reputations, lives. The doorbell rings. For a moment, I consider ignoring it, but then I hear the key in the lock. Only one person besides my wife has that key. Jesus, Emily. Margaret, 49F, steps into the dining room, taking in the chaos. When's the last time you slept? I wave vaguely at the papers. Did you know about William's suicide? Margaret freezes. What? 10 years ago, right after graduation. Officially, it was a hunting accident. I hold up the newspaper clipping I found buried in Lawrence's financial records. Unofficially, I push forward a stack of bank statements. He discovered Lawrence and my wife had been embezzling from his company for years. Christ, Margaret sinks into a chair. Does anyone else know? Just the person who's been sending me anonymous tips. I tap the burner phone on the table. They sent me this today. Copies of William Johnson's suicide note. He tried to stop them, Margaret. He tried to expose them, and my voice cracks. I'm becoming them. The words taste like ash. All these plans for revenge, for justice, I'm turning into exactly what I hate. No, you're not. Margaret's voice is firm. You are protecting people. Elliot's company, your future, his future. Am I? I stand up, pacing. Or am I just so focused on destroying her that I don't care who gets caught in the crossfire? Because right now, I'm sitting here planning to expose everything at the family reunion, knowing it will devastate people who had nothing to do with this. Like who? Like her brother's kids who'll lose their college fund when I expose Lawrence's financial schemes. Like Elliot's employees who might lose their jobs if the company's reputation tanks. I grab one of the wine bottles, not caring that it's empty. Like William Johnson, who died trying to do the right thing while I'm plotting elaborate revenge scenarios like some comic book villain. Margaret is quiet for a long moment. Then she stands up and takes the bottle from my hand. You want to know the difference between you and them? I look away, but she continues. You are standing here at 3 a.m. torturing yourself about the moral implications of your actions. They're sleeping peacefully, counting their money and planning their next con. That doesn't make it right. No, it doesn't. She starts gathering the papers, organizing them methodically. But it means you have a choice. You can expose everything dramatically at the reunion like you planned, or what? Or we do this the right way. Legally, carefully. He holds up William Johnson's suicide note. We finish what your mother-in-law started. But we do it smart. We protect the innocent parties first. The burner phone buzzes. Another message from the anonymous source, ask Lawrence about the offshore accounts. I stare at the message, then at the chaos spread across my dining room table. 7 years of marriage, a lifetime of friendship, generations of lies, all leading to this moment. Okay, I say finally. Show me how to do this right. Margaret nods, pulling out her phone. First, we need to talk to someone who specializes in financial fraud. I know a guy. Wait. I grab her arm. Before we do this, I need to know something. Are you helping me because I'm right, or just because I'm your brother? She meets my eyes steadily. Both. And neither. I'm helping you because someone needs to stop them, and you're strong enough to do it without becoming them. I look at the empty wine bottles, the scattered papers, the evidence of my near descent into their world of manipulation and revenge. Maybe she's right. Maybe there's a better way to burn it all down. For William. For justice. For all of us who got caught in their web of lies. The sun is rising when we finally finish organizing the evidence. Tomorrow, we meet with Margaret's contact. But tonight, for the first time since I sat in that church, I feel like I'm doing the right thing. Not for revenge. For justice. And this time, we're doing it right. Update 2. Margaret's lawyer friend keeps talking, but I'm fixated on the single sheet of paper in front of me, a list of names. Children, mostly. Beneficiaries of trusts that would collapse if we moved forward with our plan, James Harrison says, spreading more documents across his mahogany desk. The offshore accounts are just the beginning, he continues. Lawrence Johnson's financial web extends through at least 3 generations of both families. How many people would be affected? My voice sounds distant even to myself. Directly? Around 30. Indirectly, he shrugs, we are talking about dismantling a decades-long scheme. The ripple effects could impact 100. Margaret leans forward. But we can prove the fraud easily. The question is whether we should. James taps the list of names. Some of these trust funds are supporting medical care and education. Stop. I stand up abruptly, moving to the window. Boston spreads out below, oblivious to the bomb we're about to detonate. There has to be another way. My phone buzzes. From him, Elliot found the missing property documents. He's calling Lawrence today. We're running out of time, Margaret says, reading over my shoulder. If Elliot confronts Lawrence directly, everything falls apart anyway. I turn back to James. How long would it take to secure protection for the innocent parties? Weeks. Maybe months. We'd need 2. The office door bursts open. Lawrence Johnson stands there, immaculate as always, but his eyes are wild. I should have known you'd run to Margaret. How did you? My son works in your building, James. Did Edward tell you that part? How many families he's willing to destroy for his revenge? That's rich coming from you. Margaret stands, moving between us. Lawrence ignores her, focusing on me. You think you're protecting people? William thought the same thing. Look where that got him. The room goes silent. Even the city noise seems to fade. What did you just say? My hands grip the back of the chair, knuckles white. Oh. Lawrence's smile is razor sharp. Didn't your anonymous friend tell you everything? William didn't just discover our schemes. He tried to fix them, redirect funds to protect the beneficiaries. Just like you're planning. And you stopped him. The pieces click into place. The hunting accident was exactly that, an accident. But his eyes shift away. The point is, Elijah, some structures can't be dismantled without destroying everything they support. You're not just fighting him or me. You're fighting generations of carefully balanced arrangements. Arrangements built on lies and theft. Built on necessity. Lawrence moves closer. Did she tell you why she married you? Your family's political connections, 3 generations of judges and prosecutors. The perfect shield. My phone buzzes again. Elliot's name appears on the screen. Take the call, Lawrence says softly. Listen to Elliot discover what his son's been hiding. Watch another family shatter. He pulls out an envelope. Or, we can discuss alternatives. Don't, Margaret starts. What alternatives? My voice is steady, but my heart hammers against my ribs. A clean break. Generous settlement. The innocent parties stay protected. Lawrence sets the envelope on James's desk. Everyone wins. Everyone except justice, Margaret snaps. Justice? Lawrence laughs. Ask Elijah what he really wants, justice or peace? My phone keeps buzzing. His messages join Elliot's calls. The list of names stares up at me from the desk. Children. Families. Futures. How long do I have to decide? Until Elliot finishes reading those documents. Lawrence moves to the door. Choose wisely, Elijah. Unlike William, you still have a choice. He leaves, and the office feels both larger and more suffocating. You can't seriously be considering this, Margaret says. I pick up the list of names, then my still buzzing phone. What if he's right? What if trying to fix this just makes everything worse? That's fear talking, not justice. Maybe. I look at James. But what if fear is trying to tell us something important? The phone buzzes one final time, then falls silent. Whatever Elliot discovered, it's too late to stop it now. I pick up Lawrence's envelope, feeling the weight of decisions not yet made. I need to talk to him, I say finally, before we decide anything else. Because sometimes, I'm learning, revenge isn't about who you're willing to hurt, but who you're willing to save. Update 3. The Harrison family estate looms before me, its windows glowing like warning beacons in the dusk. Cars line the circular driveway, all the players assembled for what they think is a surprise anniversary party for Lawrence and his second wife. Last chance to back out. Margaret stands beside me, holding the briefcase containing everything, every document, every recording, every piece of evidence we've gathered. They're already inside. He appears at my other shoulder, his voice tight. Elliot is with them. She's watching the door like a hawk. I adjust my black suit, funeral appropriate, though they don't know that yet. Lawrence's envelope presses against my ribs, tucked into my jacket, his offer of silence still unopened, still a possibility. We enter through the kitchen, where caterers bustle around, unaware they're serving the last supper of the Harrison dynasty. She spots me immediately, her face flickering between relief and suspicion. Elijah. She moves toward me, champagne glass in hand. I didn't think you'd come. And Miss Lawrence's party? My smile feels like broken glass. Wouldn't dream of it. Her eyes dart to the briefcase, to him, to Margaret. I see the moment she realizes something's wrong, but Lawrence's voice cuts through the murmur of conversation. Everyone, please gather in the main hall. The crowd shifts, carrying us with it. I catch glimpses of familiar faces, Elliot, pale but composed, Lawrence's second wife, oblivious and beaming, his brother, clutching his children's hands. The children. God, the children. Lawrence raises his glass. Thank you all for coming too. Actually, I step forward, my voice carrying across the sudden quiet. I'd like to say something first. She moves toward me, but Margaret blocks her path. He positions himself near Elliot. Elijah? Lawrence warns. Think carefully about what you're doing. I pull out the envelope he gave me, still sealed. I have thought about it. For weeks, I've thought about nothing else. I turn to address the room. About justice and protection. About who deserves the truth and who deserves mercy. Elijah. Her voice holds real fear now. Whatever you think you know, I know everything. I open the briefcase, but I don't remove the documents. Not yet. About William's death. About the trust funds. About your 2 marriages and Lawrence's schemes and every lie you've told to keep this house of cards standing. The room erupts in whispers. Elliot steps forward, his face ashen. Dad, I'm sorry. Son, I interrupt, voice firm. This isn't your fault. His voice breaks. I didn't know. Not until Elijah showed me. Showed you what? His brother demands. What's going on? I look at the children, their confused faces, their innocent futures hanging on my next words. Lawrence's envelope burns against my skin. The truth, I say softly, is that I came here tonight to destroy everything. To expose decades of fraud and manipulation. To get justice for everyone who's been hurt by the Harrison family's lies. I pull out the first document, William's real suicide note. Lawrence goes very still. But standing here, looking at all of you, I meet her eyes. I realize there's something worse than being deceived. Something worse than being betrayed. Elijah, Margaret warns, but I continue. It's becoming the very thing you're fighting against. I strike a match. When did I take it from my pocket? And touch it to Lawrence's envelope. The paper catches quickly, and I drop it into the briefcase. No. Margaret lunges forward, but it's too late. The evidence burns, years of careful investigation turning to ash. With it burns my chance at justice, at revenge, at everything I thought I wanted. The fire alarm shrieks. Sprinklers activate. People rush for the exits, pushing past Eleanor's guards in the chaos. Through the smoke and spray, I meet Lawrence's eyes. He knows what I've done. Chosen mercy over justice, chosen to protect the innocent over punishing the guilty. But his triumphant smile fades as I pull out my phone and press send. Because sometimes the greatest revenge isn't destruction, it's redemption. The police lights paint Lawrence's pristine kitchen in alternating red and blue. He sits across from me at the marble island, both of us dripping from the sprinklers, watching officers cart away boxes of evidence, the real evidence, not the decoy files I burned. Copies, I say quietly. Everything in that briefcase? Just copies. The originals went to the FBI an hour ago. And as I watch them lead Lawrence and my wife away in handcuffs, I realize that sometimes the truth doesn't set you free. Sometimes it just shows you who you really are. The last box from her study sits unopened on my kitchen counter. Through the window, autumn leaves scatter across the backyard where 3 kids once promised to be friends forever. My phone buzzes. Elliot wants to meet with both of us. Some bridges can't be rebuilt after they've burned. But maybe we can build something new from the ashes. Because sometimes revenge isn't about getting even, it's about getting free.